Welcome back to the Forgotten Ruin. My name is Walt, and this is Sci-Fi Writers playing old school D&D. We have a great show for you today, loaded, packed to the gills, with tons of people who are ready to roll some dice, do some damage, and save the ruin for themselves. Speaking of the ruin, we have Chaos Actual. How are you, sir?
I am wonderful. I've had a great week, just having a good time. Kind of dialed back this week and did some range time and some sunning time and some following my wife around taking pictures time. So it was a week well spent.
Right on. How was Forgotten Ruin 3 coming out? How'd that roll out to everybody?
I felt like I've learned something about myself. Whenever I'm unsure, whenever I'm like, I don't know about this one. I did it kind of odd. It's kind of weird because this one is told in an operational format. So we do the steps of the operation, and then we tell you how we got there to do that, how the Rangers got there. Look at me saying we. And so I was unsure that people would like that. And then there's some bonus content in the back that really develops how the Forgotten Ruin got the Forgotten Ruin. So if you're running a campaign, that could be interesting to you. So having done all that for sheer love, I was unsure if it would be well received. And the answer is it was well received. So I have learned about myself. If I'm unsure, it's probably a hit. If I'm totally sure, it's going to be a colossal disaster.
Has there been any colossal disasters lately?
Yeah, I would say like times that I tried to re-release books that I got back from Big Pub. I totally thought these are going to go to the moon, and they just like died and went nowhere. That could have been the algorithm. The sequel to Soda Pop Soldier, just like, it didn't. People who really loved the book, they went there, but it didn't get any new audience. So it was interesting. Control Alt Revolt was probably one of my biggest hits, and I was like, I'm probably going to get fired for this one. And I did get fired.
We don't judge. But now we can definitely at least follow on Substack.
Oh, so, Galaxy's Edge I didn't think was going to be anything.
Really?
Yeah, I was just doing it to do it with Jason. I had no idea. I was like, I just said, Jason wanted me to write a book with him and do that. And I was like, I didn't really do Star Wars or anything like that. And I wasn't really doing any military fiction. I was doing post-apocalyptic fiction. So I just thought, okay, well, whatever. Who cares? What does this cost me? And, that was all my money right there. I mean, that's my entire income right there. So again, please don't take medical stock advice or any kind of advice from me. Some people write me and they're like, would you read my novel or my 10 chapters? I'm like, I'm really bad at this. You don't want me to do it. Because if I tell you it's good, you should stop doing it.
And speaking of not stopping, we have Big Benny being played by Marvel fan James Ward. How are you, sir?
Good. Death from below all day today, I'll tell you.
So how many people send you manuscripts?
Oh, all the time. I have to tell them. I don't even let them send me. Can I send you my manuscript? No. I'm old and I don't want to read anything.
Yeah, but what about reading stuff from Nick Cole?
Oh, that's a whole different deal. I loved reading his first Forgotten Ruin manuscript, but I noticed I gave him tons of advice, and he didn't give me the second book, which tells me something.
And speaking of telling everybody something, we have Wilbur Aloysius Kuchenmeyer being played by Michael Rothman, who is huge in Germany.
Shalom, ma shlomcha? Shalom l'kolem. Podcast, how are you doing, everybody?
We're hanging in there. Definitely hanging in there. Speaking of hanging in there, back from his whirlwind tour with some of the members of his podcast, we have J.R. Handley, author of The Reservist. What's up?
Ta-da!
Doing well, and yourself, sir?
I don't know what you're talking about. But speaking of the guy,
are you going to taunt us with more food, Wilbur?
What do you got? What do you got? Oh,
it's National Donut Day.
Just wrong.
And he has a bottle of your writer's tears right next to it to simulate you actually being there.
I heard JR had some in-room donuts last weekend. The Red Roof Inn.
Is any truth to that, JR? Notice how he's muted.
Yo quiero Taco Bell?
Yeah, I bet you do. But somebody who's probably not going to have Taco Bell, we have J Mac playing Crowley.
I like Taco Bell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my intro though. I like Taco Bell.
Right on. We have Bren Villanueva being played by Rob. How are you, sir?
Good. And I like Taco Bell too, even if I hate to admit it.
That's a nice shirt you got on there.
Yes, I got it just the other day.
Yeah.
Right. Also sporting the Forgotten Ruin shirt, we have Richardson being played by Sinoken.
Good afternoon.
I have to apologize.
Everybody's fired except these two guys.
Wait a minute, because I'm incognito. But yes.
These three guys.
Oh, look at
Yes,
that.
in black.
Yeah, nice.
Done in black.
We're representing.
Yes, I need one of those for my notebook. So when last we left our intrepid heroes, Big Benny had dysentery, which is why he wasn't around last week. But the guys on Pelican 6-4 Heavy went into an underwater lair after recovering an Osprey air vehicle. They descended into the depths and fought the forces of a Sahaugan horde who were using almost like a slave market to sell off members of the Ranger crew from their downed aircraft. After a thermonuclear explosion launched by Crowley.
I just felt bad that Benny was gone, so I fragged the arcane for him.
It
Oh,
was
very wise, yeah.
scorched earth or scorched water as it was. You guys managed to rescue the Rangers and then decided to go back to the lair where you recovered the Osprey to take over that island. Taking some of your Rangers, you've taken them on the Cyclops whore back to Deathbreak Island, and now you guys are amassing on the beach. What do you do? Where do you go? And how do you get there?
So we are going to take over the fort at that island, and we're going to go through it, right? And we're not on that island right now, but we do have the Osprey.
Yes. So you guys were just getting ready to land on the beach.
Oh, okay. Of that island that we're going to take over.
Correct.
Okay. Then let's reverse and put it down on the beach.
All right. Swirls of sand and water as you guys descend. You pick a slightly different landing point for this time, just so that you're not in the same place. So the enemies that you made the last time you were here don't exactly know where to intercept you. Rick Powers. Don't you mean Rick James?
Yeah, JR. I'm Rock Powers. What's the deal, man?
We have a phony.
He's your son now.
You said I was your man boy. I was trying to be funny.
Break out the I'm not your father shirt.
I'll bet you he's working on a skin suit, and he's just waiting for the final touch to meet me. and then he's going to put my face on his skin suit and wear it around me like, I'm Nicole.
That's 10 shades of disturbing.
Yeah, really.
Oh my God! All right, so you guys land with the Osprey. You have a broken ship off to your left, about 100 meters. You have pretty much your full crew with you. What are you guys doing? Are you setting up like a patrol base or anything like that? You're here ahead of the Rangers, so they'll probably get there by nightfall.
Okay, and
Do you recognize this ship?
No.
And this is an island full of undead, right?
Correct. This is the island where you originally recovered the Osprey. Okay. So inland, you got the broken fort where you guys were, originally kind of like looking around. But now you guys are on one side of the island, getting ready to make your way back in. So it's been about 4 or 5 days since you've been here.
Okay. Well, why don't we have our daggers form a security team and lead us toward the broken fort?
All right.
You sure you don't want to check out the boat first?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. You're the boss.
I love it. I love it.
I think we've been through it, though, haven't we?
You've been through part of it, but it's been a few days since you guys have been back. So who knows what is in or has moved into there since you're in your absence.
Ooh, could be
How
restocked.
much of this is
Not it.
how much is this chaos actual talking, and how much is that voice in his head?
Yeah, really. I think I smell really good whiskey in that boat.
Super whiskey.
Yeah.
Only the superest.
I think what we have to do is secure a shelter for the night, and I don't think I want to sleep in the wreckage of a ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing as the last ship that you visited had wrath ghouls in it that were basically jumping out, and then that big multi-headed snake creature.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need that in life. Did I? Oh, that's right. I whipped that thing with my cockatrice.
Oh my God!
Was it true that I was invited to Vegas to be a guest star?
As far as
you told me, a podcast contacted you.
Oh no, yeah. They want to bring you in as a guest with your cockatrice fail.
Yeah. Okay. They're going to need a list of my requirements.
Do you need a fully stocked trailer?
I need a fully stocked trailer, and I need a 1973 Lincoln Continental silver with crushed red and velvet interior.
There we go.
If the interior is a little off, is that a deal breaker?
And at least 2 midgets. But that's a Nicole. That's a Nicole request.
Whoa.
So this also goes for any German requests, correct?
Sure. I can do Germany.
Because Michael got a couple of requests out of Germany for Nicole.
Oh, that's right.
So if they're going to bring her in, they're going to need big time, right?
She's eclipsing me. I'm going to have to divorce her. She's taking over my Substack. You know, people actually want her to sign my books instead of me.
What? Wow. Did that really happen?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah, and I just say, well, that'll be 100 instead of 60. and for the 100, she'll kiss it.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's one less letter you have to sign.
Right. All right. So you guys start moving toward the interior of the island?
Yes.
I guess.
All right. You move. It's mostly forested. There's a couple of like broken ruins here and there. You move approximately a couple of 100 meters, and you can start seeing the towers of the broken fort. And just inside of a small copse of trees, there's a guy, kind of really, really thin, really tall. It looks like he might have been put on like a torturer's rack at some point. He's got shackles on his wrists with broken chains extending from them. And he's standing in the middle of this copse in like scarecrow pose.
Well,
totally emaciated, parts of his skin and flesh worn away. What do you guys do? Do you move toward him, move around him?
There's no moving around him.
Well,
let's go up and talk to him, shall we, Mac?
I'm good at that, but he's not
dead.
Or undead.
So go ahead and talk to him, and we'll follow behind.
All right, what do you do?
Okay, I go up and talk to the skeleton because Benny was so adorable about it.
I'll cover you guys.
Or sorry, Scarecrow. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm talking to it.
All right, so you start speaking to it?
Yes.
What do you say?
I say, howdy. How's it going? How's it hanging?
What do you call a scarecrow with 2 brain cells? Pregnant.
What's that? Minus 50 experience.
Yeah, really.
All right, so you start talking to it, and you start hearing those whispers like you do when you're first attempting contact.
Oh, cool.
And it says, "What is this?"
Great. I'm standing behind him.
Go for it.
No, you talk to him, but I'm standing behind him, ready to backstab him if he tries to hurt you.
And I'm going to shoot you from the front.
You know Matt Damon's with me, right?
You've got a guard gnome.
And a giant guardian skeleton.
Yeah,
so
really.
Really funny.
Do you say anything else to him?
You're gonna have to be more specific. What do you mean? What is this? My party? The people I'm with?
It just repeats itself.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Is he tied to a cross or something? I'm looking
No,
at
he's
back.
just kind of like it's weird because his feet are together and planted in the dirt, almost like a ballerina.
Uh-huh.
But his frame is long and lanky, like I said, almost like he'd been put on a torturer's rack and stretched. His arms are the same and crooked at weird angles, but outstretched like he's crucified. But there's nothing supporting him.
Okay.
I just look at Benny and I'm like, are you going to do your thing or not? We all know you're going to just stab him in the back.
Okay, I can't miss because he's just standing there. So 2 magical daggers backstab him in the back.
All right. His AC is a 6.
Okay, now, I'm talking rules to you now.
Uh-huh.
If he's standing there not looking at me, doing nothing else, isn't that an automatic hit?
But he could choose to move at the last second.
Well, if he does, I understand. But if he doesn't move, I think it's an automatic hit, isn't it, Walt?
And here's the thing that might not work in your favor. What if his ability to see isn't tied to his eyes anymore?
All right, that's fair. I'll roll.
Let me ask this too, Jim. Is there a wastebasket in the room with you?
Yes.
Just go ahead and ball up a piece of paper and see if you can sink a shot.
Okay, I never miss, so I'll be happy to do that right now.
Okay. How far away is it? It's got to be far away. You've got to throw it.
That's 4 feet. Does that count?
Do you accept that, DM?
I'll accept.
He leaned over and placed it in the.
Okay, you can't lean over.
I know. I gotta throw it. I gotta throw it.
Wait a minute. Wait, don't throw it yet. All right, go ahead.
Okay, you got to throw it.
Basket. All right.
All right. Well, okay. Same. An immovable basket is the same as an immovable crowman.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that matters. I think Walt wants me to roll dice, which I'm happy to do. At an armor class 6. I hit twice, so I'm ready to go.
All right. Give me which daggers are you using?
These are the
obsidian
26 minus 1. Yes.
All right.
The 2 bleeders.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, I did a total of 9 points.
Gotcha. Crow. All right. You stab him in the back, you jump up. That way you can jump, you can hit him above the hip.
Come on, I can reach up 5 feet.
Keebler size. Right? You stab him in the back, kind of like where his kidneys would be, and then you twist the knives so that they dig deep and hard into him.
I love that.
And as you do that, his head does the whole exorcist thing.
Oh, that's
turns
fun.
around and then turns down and looks at you. His arms dislocate.
Oh.
And now he's going to try and wrap his arms around you in a dead man's hug.
Okay, that's okay. So I have to ask you this. That's really cool imagery, by the way. Would I still get backstabs?
Oh yeah, you're getting the damage. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
I got you for the damage. So you go to stab him. You stab him. Like I said, that backstab had you in just the perfect way so that you start twisting the knives to cause some damage.
Yeah.
He's going to try and. What's your armor class?
My armor class, thank you very much for asking, is this a giant type or not?
To you, yeah.
my armor class is 5.
All right. He slaps his basically slapping himself on the biceps because he misses you, because you do that like little kid thing where you duck and then TV away from him.
Yeah.
There's a sound of almost like breaking bones as his whole body whirls around to come in line with his head now.
Oh, okay. Bummer.
J-Mac, you hear him say, "Poorly decided."
Hey, don't look at me, man. Benny, do what he do.
So now everybody can roll for initiative.
Okay.
I will roll a 20-sider, and I will come up with a...
Oh, nice effect.
Just want to say thanks for Captain Kogosha for subscribing for 9 months. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
That's awesome. So you got an 11, Nick?
Yes, sir.
All
I got a
right.
10.
I did not get an 11.
Cool.
I got a 17.
Well, how many
right.
people are going to roll?
I just needed the one, but I applaud their enthusiasm.
Right.
We just like rolling these pretty dice.
I think Nick lost the die.
Oh, no.
Yes, there we go. All right, Chaos Actual, you're up. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so JMac is basically staring face to face with a corpse hugging sort of thing with broken arms and
No. I'm staring at him. He's
Yeah,
turned his head against you guys.
Yeah, he turned around from you guys.
Then I'm going to attempt to assassinate him.
All right, go for it.
Have you turned into an assassin on me, Nick?
He's thinking about it. He had good luck last week.
Really?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, assassinate yourself.
Did you use percentile dice?
Yeah,
You lose 2 toes.
No, now I have to use percentile dice.
Now there's the percentile dice.
Now there's which one stabs James Ward in the head?
No.
We're gonna roll an 80. 80. We're gonna roll an 80.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so I assume you're using the sash sword.
Yes.
All right, so you form this thing into a blade, take it up into your duelist stance, and then swing. You must not have hit the lock button or something like that, because as you go to swing this in, it turns back into its cloth form, and you basically just towel whip this thing like you were 13 and back in the gym again.
Great.
I attempt with my charisma to pull it off so that my crew thinks like that was what I was doing.
Hey, Nick, what is charisma? I've never heard it.
It's distracting this thing.
You mean charisma?
That's what happens when it's maxed out.
That's what his pirate accent.
Charisma.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Charisma is what I possess much of.
All right, I'm with you.
All right, so that brings us to JMac.
I'm a pacifist, so I take a couple steps back, but then I tell Matt Damon to murder the dude
the scarecrow.
The dude Benny's attacking.
So Matt Damon's.
How did you ever become a special operator?
I'm still alive in the Forgotten Ruin. That's how.
Yeah, great.
Oh, that's right. You're Air Force too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it happens. So Matt Damon was walking where he had 2 hands kind of in a prayer pose, and then the other 2 hands were clasped behind his back. You're like, Matt Damon, attack, and it's almost like like those old Sinbad movies where the animation kind of was a little wonky for the time, so everything looks kind of snappy. The swords are snapped instantly into its hands, and it moves forward to try and stab this thing.
Nice. He moves with claymation motion.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know what his rolls are, by the way.
I got him.
Damage rolls.
Yep.
Okay.
I got him. He strikes twice.
All right.
The first one carves a little bit off of flesh from the thing's ribs. The second one, the thing actually, those limbs that he had crossed, he opens them like he's going to start clapping, and then slaps the blade as though he catches it in between his hands, and then moves his hands forward and then apart, and the blade snaps. And Matt Damon looks very uncomfortable about this, if that's even possible.
Yeah.
JR.
Earth calling.
All right. So how close am I in relative to the statue, the scarecrow?
Probably 10, 15 feet.
Do I have a clear line of sight?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. So we have a spell that was in progress that I was learning that I want to take a chance and try to cast and see if I can make it happen.
This.
Uh-oh.
All right.
The levitation spell. It's the levitation spell that he's still learning. So there's a risk here, but I want to take my chances and see if I can lift this scarecrow up and back, give some room.
All right.
Can I do it?
This is, let's see, levitate. He was going to start showing you that, but I don't think you are ready to use it yet.
I guess the question is even if you're successful, what does that accomplish?
It puts him up in the air so he can't attack us.
Yeah.
I mean, levitate doesn't necessarily mean it could be 6 inches or 60 feet, I guess. But
no, not the way JR does it.
Yeah, JR lost 2.5 inches last week.
Oh my God.
You always just pick him up and drop him.
I think JR blew all of his good dice rolls on his last game.
Yeah, you're not ready for that one yet.
Bummer.
Okay. Then I am going to take a shot with my pistol.
Oh,
right.
Great.
Go for it.
Don't hit the gnome.
17. Is that going to hit me? Is that going to do it?
Yeah, you're going to get him. Go ahead, 2d6. All right. So you see JR pull out this book and start waving his hand, and then when he drops the book, he's got the pistol in his hand.
All right.
Never mind.
That's 8.
Good job.
8 points. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
he catches the bullet and throws it back at you.
Yeah, you drop around into this thing's chest, and every time something attacks him, J Mac, you hear "poorly decided" from this thing.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I can't help it. I'm grouped with the guy.
Booger.
all right, I'm extracting the Hebrew hammer
Cool.
and going to take a swing at our opponent.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, and we roll a 20.
Ooh,
a natural 20?
A natural 20.
Give me some percentile dice.
And I got a 91.
Oh. All right. 91.
That's either really good or really bad. I don't know.
So you shatter the femur of its right leg,
We love that.
tearing it out of the socket of its hip joint. It like stutters and drops to the ground like prone, supported on one arm as it's like reaching out toward Benny. That brings us to
the difference between a scarecrow and a trampoline is you take your boots off when you're jumping on the trampoline. So
Villanueva, go for it.
I take a shot with my spear gun and roll a wonderful 6.
All right, you guys all hear this very powerful snap, and you see this big long bolt hit the sand right next to it.
Ooh.
Almost, buddy, almost.
Richardson?
I will take a step back and just go for a headshot.
What are you using?
The MK18.
Gotcha. Gimme. What do you got?
I rolled a 2.
A 2?
2. Nuts. Can we have the 2 razors with halberds make attacks, or is there too many people in there already?
You talking about the 2 guys that you
that I hired long ago and have been training ever since.
Oh, is that what you were doing last session?
Yeah, exactly.
Training.
All right, so you make way for the 2 guys with the halberds. As they approach, you see the broken, shattered leg of this thing kind of like you hear it snap and crack as it wraps around the other leg.
Oh boy.
And he starts slithering like a snake. Bryce Michael Christopher.
Yeah.
He looks at this thing and stops the other guy, and he goes, "Oh no, you are not paying us enough for this." And they head the other way.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna have a long talk with those boys.
So yeah, Bryce Michael Christopher was not happy about your choice in targets, and he decided to move the other way.
Okay.
That brings us to you.
All right. Well, he's on the ground. There's new rules for that. I think I hit even better, don't I, Walt?
Well, he's not immobile. He's not prone, and now he's moving like a snake.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll just
Where's
roll
your,
and.
where's your Dragon Magazine grappling rules now, James?
I'm not grappling. I'm stabbing in his back for huge points of damage. I only get. Is it still 6?
Oh, he knows where you are, so you're. Yeah, it's 1d6 minus 1 for the damage.
No, but is it still an armor class 6?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I only get 1 hit.
All right. So if you're using both knives, you know you have to go -2, -4, right?
Yes, sir. I got that, but I only got 1 hit on 2 knives. But did I hit it? Did I hit him with a backstab or just a regular attack?
It's just a regular hit. Yep.
Okay, gotcha, buddy.
There.
Then I did a 5.
A 5. All right. He tries to like grab you again with the one extended arm.
Of course he does.
And give me a saving throw.
Yes, sir. And
into a pumpkin.
This isn't a saving throw against anything. It's just a number.
Just your number. So yours should be looking it up. With the book, this makes for great radio.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Saving throw. Yours should be an 11.
Okay, thank you. An 11 on the head.
Oh, there you go. All right. So when he touches you, you feel an extreme wave of almost like nausea hit you, and
boy.
you hear a serenaded chorus of almost like 100 people whispering. And the one word you keep catching over and over and over again is doom.
Yeah, okay. And do I take any damage from that?
You do not.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right. So that brings us to Chaos Actual.
What does my cloak say?
Oh, you have him back on. Do you ask it what its opinion is?
I do.
He says, "Don't you people have better things to do than to torture something that's already been tortured?
Oh my God.
Couldn't you have left it alone?
No.
It probably would have left you alone."
Yeah, right.
What is it?
He says, "It is what it appears to be, my friend. It is a tortured soul that refused to leave this plane. And if left to its own devices, it will recover itself to full capability and then come after you. But don't let it touch you." He's like, "That could be very bad. I believe the technical term would be cursed."
Oh, great.
I'm so glad I took a couple steps back.
He says, "We just saw it touch your little man boy over there."
Man boy.
He says,
"No, man boy is someone different. That's a murder child."
He goes, "I'll update the Excel spreadsheet." He says,
is there some kind of right to send a tortured soul back to where it came from?
"There absolutely is. Too bad none of you are properly trained to do it." He goes, "I could help you, but I'd want something in return."
What would that be?
He goes, "Well, it would be something of my choosing at a time of also my choosing."
All right. I'll make it happen for you.
Oh my God.
He says, "So we have an accord."
We have an accord.
He says, luckily none of you guys can hear this. And this is actually, Nick, this actually takes place in like an eye blink.
Yes.
So
of course.
It's all happening in your mind very quickly, but to
That's
you it
how
seems
I make
like
all my important decisions.
that and rolling a couple of dice in your pouch.
Will you accept this car at this interest rate? I'm like, yes.
Is that how you ended up with that the car with the red interior?
Yeah, and had to take it back. All right. I should have thought this one through.
That's why you have Nicole to back your decisions up.
Oh, that's true. Actually, a lot of the times, I just immediately thrust my hand across. Yes, deal. And she's like, "We'll go home and think about this." I'm like, "What?
Is that how you didn't end up with that motorcycle you wanted?
Exactly. But I got the motorcycle jacket.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can have the jacket. I just can't have the motorcycle.
Tons of
Compromise.
soon to be had Forgotten Ruin leather patches for that jacket. Yes.
According to Ted Lehman, and I'm getting one. I'm getting a leather patch, and it's beautiful. So that'll, if you want to go Ralph Lauren Forgotten Ruin, we have made that happen for you.
That is fantastic.
It's pretty cool.
So he says, fine, done. Walk toward it.
I walk toward it, and I scream at everybody, I got this, stand back.
As you're walking, like, you get within a few steps, and its bones are like snapping and breaking and rearranging itself, so that it's becoming like a giant bone snake. And every time a bone breaks, it kind of like moves over and connects itself to a different bone, so that it looks like an anaconda made specifically of just this thing's bone structure.
My anaconda don't want no Honda.
That's where my mind went too.
The thing rears up so that its face is kind of facing you, and like somebody pulling the tablecloth from a table full of food, the cloak comes from you and wraps around the tortured soul, and then all the bones hit the dirt. They just collapse into a big pile. In your head, you hear, "Now would be the time to pick me up."
I accept a bow from everybody for my great performance, and swipe my cloak up, and in one move wrap it back around me. And then I look at everybody and I go, "That's how it's done."
Wow.
I mother. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. So you continue down the island. Do you inspect anywhere around this thing?
I, of course, will grab its skull and take it away from the body.
Okay.
While he's trying to do that, I'm trying to reanimate it. I want to animate dead on it.
All right. So how are you reanimating it?
I'm going, rise! Rise!
So you guys,
I'm a very low-level necromancer, by the way.
You guys are watching him yell "rise" and wiggling his fingers, and in the back, every time he says "rise," Matt Damon puts his arms up.
Nice. I can also hear Nick giggling.
No, I'm outright laughing at you.
Yeah, there's no giggling. So what are you doing from here? Do you continue on to the Broken Fort?
Oh, I'm going to tell Benny that he's cursed.
Yeah, that's okay. I've been cursed ever since I joined your unit.
Be that as it may, my little man.
Yeah.
You are cursed.
All right.
I don't know how to do anything about that.
I do.
I think we call that vertically challenged these days.
And then I look at J-Mac and I'm like, I think I understand what you're trying to do. And I think what you need to do is, instead of being performative, you need to actually like do some hippy dippy stuff and like drag from the universe like sorrow and despair and like tragedy, and then try to shove that into a dead thing. And then that sorrow and despair and tragedy will make it walk around. Like, you got to think of it this way. This is how acting works.
I was just about to say, "Oh, you're an actor."
Yeah, you have to take all the fear and tragedy and insanity and then stuff that into a costume and then tell that costume to walk around on stage and say stuff. That's how necromancy is much like acting, and that's how it works. I get it. But I think you going woo 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 isn't doing anything.
I'm just practicing, and I'm mostly doing it because I think it'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
When JR is going to loot a corpse, and all of a sudden I reanimate it right beneath him. That's my main goal for doing this.
I think you could go to the Master Sergeant and you could ask him about the tragedy and chaos that have probably been many of the hookers that he has met at the EM bar off post. And then you could drag that tragedy from him and then stuff it into a skeleton or a zombie.
Wait, we have a master sergeant again?
Yes, he gave me back my rank.
For the moment. You know,
Yeah,
just
okay,
any of
great.
any of the story names of the dead hookers he's killed will do.
Yeah, great. I'm tossing the skull into the salty ocean. I'm assuming the ocean is salt.
Yes.
Okay, that's where the skull's going.
Why would you do that, James?
Because salt is known as a zombie stopper and a magical ingredient in many protective spells.
So what if you put salt water in a potion bottle?
Yeah, okay. It has some uses.
Okay. I just wondered. All right. We will head inland.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't take you much longer.
If you guys wonder why Rothman is sticking his food into the camera, he's not insane, though it clearly looks like he is. He's actually trying to torture JR, who is trying to shed some of his weight so that he can be ready for his next Red Roof Inn encounter. Because apparently that's some sort of side hustle for him.
Well, and it's done out of love.
And I appreciate.
Just want to explain, everybody, that we're not just playing D&D here. We're taunting. We're not just fighting tortured souls. We're taunting the tortured souls within the party.
Yes.
There we go. There we go.
All right. So you guys get back to the front of the, or do you go to the front, or do you go to the a different side of the structure that you went to last time?
I think the Master Sergeant's going to lead us in. So, Master Sergeant, you pick the entrance.
Okay, we'll go to the front, but I'm having the two halberd people lead the way because they didn't do what they were told.
Bryce Michael Christopher says,
"Oh hell no!"
So you want us to go first?
Yeah, you're going to lead the way. Get busy.
He says, "I'll get busy as soon as we see some gold, buddy."
Okay. I pull out my whip and say, 5 lashes for you, kiddo.
He's like, you're 4 feet tall with a whip. I'm 6'1", and I have this. And he holds up the halberd. He goes, whatever this is.
Yeah, okay, great. Start whipping them 5 times.
All right. Make it a hit roll. His AC is only 7.
Okay, great. That's the first of 5 hits.
All right.
Let me ask you, James, did you whip a lot of your NPCs in Gary Gygax's game?
All the time when they didn't do what they were told.
You just whipped them.
Well, usually after that, they did what they were told.
Oh, okay.
All right. 1d. So it's 1 to 2 points of damage. 1d6 minus 1d6 and half.
Okay, gotcha, buddy. 2 points for that whip.
Bryce Michael Christopher yells out, "Ow!" And then
Yeah.
he pulls back the halberd and swings it at you.
Okay, that's funny.
Boy.
I laugh hysterically.
What good are they to us? What good are they if they're dead? They can't fight for you if they're dead.
Okay, what good are
This is
they
entertaining as hell.
if they don't fight at all?
And he hits you for 3 points.
Okay, great. I'm getting him again.
Fight.
This time I'm going for the head. I got a 19.
With a whip.
Yep.
All right.
Jesus.
1 to 2 points of damage.
I do 2 points of damage.
Wasn't there like a Saturday Night Live sketch with Bill Murray called The Whip Master?
Yes, there was.
Are any of you doing anything to intervene?
And he was really bad at it,
I'm
and all the
laughing.
other actors would flinch around him because he wasn't good.
I'm checking my bag for popcorn.
I'm just making sure Matt Damon sees.
Oh, yeah, he can see. He's taller than all of you.
Okay.
He hits you again with the halberd.
Okay.
This time for 7.
All right. Whipping again, 3rd time.
Just remember, you are cursed. This could end badly.
It could. Well, life is hard, you know. Natural 20 gives me 2 points of damage in his face.
Oh, wait a minute. Roll a... it's grappling table.
We're down to dagger, remember.
All right.
And this is not people with an eye.
Roll percentage.
Okay, sir. 75.
The whip tangles around his neck and he starts suffocating.
Oh, what a shame. You're going to do what you're told?
Let's see.
Is he going to take more than 2 points of damage?
Oh, yeah.
He should be dead, shouldn't he? He was only a first level character.
He passes out.
Okay.
He's a Smurf.
Yep, he passes out. Are you going to leave the whip around his neck?
I'll take the whip off, but he gets whipped 2 more times. And now I hit automatically. And do a total of 3 points.
Okay. All right, he's on the ground. He's not moving.
Great. I laugh.
Is he dead or is he?
He's on his way to being dead.
So you're sitting there like, did he just kill him? And in your hearing, J-Mac, you hear, "Oh my God, do I really look like that?" And you turn, and Bryce Michael Christopher is standing right beside you.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry.
So,
you want to raise him? Go ahead, raise him. Talk to him.
Yeah.
He's like,
way ahead of me.
He goes, "Did the little angry murder child just kill me?"
Yeah. Well, you should have gone first, man. What can I say?
Yeah, you should have done what you were told.
He goes, "But you tell him all the time, and he doesn't do this to you."
Well, I have a giant 8-foot skeleton with me.
He goes, "Why didn't I have a giant 8-foot skeleton?"
Okay, we'll try and fix this. So now I want to try and animate his corpse.
All right.
That's funny.
So is that what you're doing? Your career path? You're going for
I just want to catch the audience up. Legendary game designer James M. Ward just whipped a man to death.
Yes,
for no
James
reason.
will often talk about the 80s and the Dungeons and Dragons satanic panic and how all the moms were mad at him.
Yes.
Now
here's the deal.
I understand the moms.
He's in the army and he didn't do what he was told.
So you just whipped him to death.
Yeah, well,
what army does that? Like the British in the Zulu Wars in 1880?
Yeah, my army does that.
No, you just get an Article 15 and it's great. Everybody thinks better of you.
Yeah, Article 15 when we're in the proper place. In Fantasyland, you
whip
the guy until he does what he's told.
I want to see the paperwork. Well, normally we would have
yeah. I'll be happy to give you
in Fantasyland, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Lawyer to death.
I'll be happy to give him paperwork in triplicate as soon as we go someplace where there's paper.
Literally, you should be in Leavenworth. I just want you to know that. I just, like, it's okay. Like, I'm not even in anymore. I'm just the pirate captain. But, like, literally, you should be in Leavenworth.
I disagree. I did what I should have. You got to establish order among the troops there, Captain.
Here's what you have in common with everybody in Leavenworth. They disagree too. but civilization, this thing that we have here, they think you should be in there.
So do you think I erred in whipping the trooper who didn't do what he was told?
No, I need the practice.
I feel that you went a little overboard in whipping the man to death, Master Sergeant.
Okay, I'll never whip one of our troops to death again.
I feel that you should lead by example, and the example that you set is that people should be whipped to death.
Well, I just told you I won't do it again because you told me not to.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear to you. I'm not even in anymore. Don't even anybody call me captain anymore. I'm out. I'm ETS. I can't take this.
You've gone native on us? Is that what you're saying?
I drink my super whiskey.
So J-Mac, for your character progression, is that what you're going for? Is like necromancy?
Well, I guess I think that's because I'm
commit for once in your life. Commit.
No.
It sounds like a good portrait.
What you're doing, I don't know what I am really. So,
all right, well, I just want to know if that's the direction you want to go.
He wants friends, and all his friends happen to be dead.
Yeah,
really. And I know what he is.
Roll a saving throw.
I think you should have a poignant moment when you're digging up corpses in the graveyard and a little pool of rainwater shows you the ghoul that you've become. That's what you are.
Oh, good filmography there, buddy.
All right, so what did you get?
7.
And your saving throw is what, a 10?
I think it's a 12.
It's 12?
It's a 12.
Okay. All right, so you kind of like lean down and it was like poor Bryce Michael Christopher. It's
I'm not saying Rise because I'm a little uncomfortable saying that with Bryce. And then, so I try to do the Nick Cole thing, but like, again, touching his soul is a little too, makes me uncomfortable as well. And then in the middle of it,
you have to demand that he go back in there. You're in charge.
No, but I'm a little like, I'm trying to concentrate really hard, and in the middle of it, I'm like, shut up, Bryce. Jesus, I'm trying to concentrate here. Yeah. So I'm trying to channel.
Yeah, nothing's happening to the body, but Bryce is behind you going, like, put me back in. No, seriously.
Dude, shut up. I can't concentrate with you like this.
You have to listen to his, you have to listen to his saddest story. He has to tell you something like why he wants to go back. Maybe he had like a girlfriend, or probably with him it was a boyfriend. But like he wanted to get back to, and now it's never gonna happen. You need to like forge that tragedy into the slave collar of undead.
So as you are,
I don't even know.
so as Rock Powers is saying this all out loud to try and like get you to empower Bryce Michael Christopher back to life. Bryce is like, I really didn't have anybody other than my bird, but he's going to starve to death now.
Yes, use that.
That is so pathetic, man.
I use air quotes in whiskey.
Stop.
He's like, so am I doomed to walk the earth forever like this?
And never see your bird.
I'll have you run. Sometimes I'll make you.
He should have done what he was told.
What was the bird's name?
You say
I don't want to know.
Do you say that out loud?
You want to know. You want to know the tragedy.
I'm sure Bryce hears you. Stop.
Tell him,
stop.
Like, it's Toby. It's Toby. Tell him he's got to come back for Toby.
He says, well, I didn't really have a name, but now it's Toby.
You don't name your animals? No, I don't even want to be talking to you about this.
That's the sadness. Now use Toby's name and force him back into his dead body.
or just
while they're arguing, I'm just looting the corpse while they're arguing.
And this is really great if he comes back to life while you're looting.
Well
I pick up Bryce Michael Christopher and I tilt his head back and I like open his jaw and I say Toby and I stop and I shove it right into.
I'm trying to do that, but with magic, man.
So Nick, as you're doing that, right? The cloak speaks to you and says, dude, you might want to back up.
There we go.
I back up.
Tell your friends they might want to back up.
Oh, wow. Nuts. I guess
everybody,
we have to back up.
I have commanded that you back up.
Okay.
Everybody listen to him?
Yeah.
You didn't reach into your soul enough.
Yeah. Sure,
so,
why not?
Bryce is the ghost of Bryce is still behind you. And he says, well, that's just rude. Going into that's like leaving the door open and some random stranger just walks in. The body.
Oh, cool.
Puts his hands down and starts to get up.
I knew we should have taken his head off.
Now, the only person who heard the open door comment was J-Mac.
I don't even remember it anymore.
So all you guys see him do is like hoogada boogada, like please, come back to life, and then the body starts getting up.
Practice, man.
Well done.
Yeah, good job. Finally, enough of that. Job done. All right, to the castle.
Reanimated Bryce, lead the way.
So do you try to talk to the body?
Yeah, I tell it to lead the way.
It looks at you.
What demon has possessed this body?
Nods, and then starts walking ahead with the halberd. Picks up the halberd and walks away, or rather, walks into the castle. Bryce is like, "Are you going to let him?" What's that, Nick?
I'm in a side of the mouth to my cloak, like, what just happened?
He goes, I believe the correct term you would use is a carjacking, and it was glorious.
I got some bad news for you, Bryce.
So Bryce is like, "Are you gonna let that happen? Like, like use your juju, man. Like pull that thing out of there.
I can take care of it. I'll be happy to take care of it.
No, you can't hear any of what's going on between J-Mac. So
Okay.
I actually like its personality better than Bryce's.
The Bryce is behind you, and he goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're at the front of the castle. Bryce is moving into here. All right, and he goes into this. He goes into this like antechamber. It's empty. There's not really anything in it. And then he walks through this passage over what you remember to be like a dead like Titan zombie thing.
Yeah, that's where the Juggernaut thing was, right?
Yes. Yep.
We aren't letting him out of our sight.
All right, so you guys are following him?
Yes.
He comes to here and he stops.
Okay.
J-Mac, you're the carjacker whisperer.
Carjacker whisperer.
What do you say to him?
You are so much cooler than Bryce. That's all I'm going to say to you.
The Bryce body turns around, nods, and then points.
I don't speak that.
Points where?
To the ceiling.
Oh, trapdoor kind of thing, huh?
My first thought is loot, of course, but like that's probably wrong.
Have the big boy open the door for us.
I'll see if Bryce's body will open the door for us.
Well, he puts up his hands as if to say wait, and he like goes like this, like back up.
Okay.
So this is a hallway.
Sight, right?
No. He's staying right where you can see him.
Okay, very good.
This is a hallway that you were in before when you encountered that brown robed necromancer. He was at the end of that hall in the far room. So, but nothing happened the last time. He walks into the hall and stops about here, and you see a ghost appear, or what you would appear to be a ghost. It's wearing armor, flowing robes, a turban, and it has a bunch of curved swords, and it runs through the hallway screaming until it gets to right about here, and then it stops and disappears.
Great.
Am I the only one seeing this, or do we all see this?
Everybody saw it.
Okay.
Wait a minute. In that far room, wasn't that the room that had a floor that,
That's where we found Matt Damon. Yeah.
You found Matt Damon right here.
Yeah. I drink some super whiskey.
That's the room with the bugs. That's the room with all the bugs.
Right. So,
oh yeah, the maggot thingies.
Yep. The maggot thingies were in here. Right. So you still have the body of the dead necromancer right here. There's nothing on him, JR. You already took it all. But now the Bryce corpse is standing right here waiting for you.
So he pointed towards the ceiling. He recreated an image of a warrior running there and then stopping right under the space where he pointed at?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Big Benny, why don't you check for a trapdoor?
It's because I'm a short guy. You got to have that big skeleton check for a trapdoor.
Well,
here, I'll help you.
I can give you a boost.
Yeah, the skeleton grabs Big Benny and throws him up.
I never let him do that.
He has 4 arms. You are not stopping him.
Okay, he's got to hit an armor class of 5.
Wait,
hold on. I'll handle this. Have the skeleton lift me up to the trapdoor.
Okay. I command Matt Damon to lift rock powers.
So, is there a trapdoor up there, or is there?
No.
There's a room. All right. Is there any seams?
Yes, there is a seam.
Oh, very good. Do it.
All right. I'm going to tap with my little Benchmade knife that I still have. I'm going to tap on the on it and see if it sounds hollow.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so probably like it's probably like a drop ceiling kind of thing. Like you have to push up and move over.
Push up and move over. Okay. Can Matt Damon just reach it? Matt Damon just reach it on his own, or does he need me?
No, he can reach it.
Okay, then set me down and have Matt Damon push it open.
Okay, I do that.
All right, and it slides open, and it looks like a small space with a fixture holding kind of like a crystal that's about the size of a cell phone.
If I put my
diamond-like
tech glasses if I put the tech glasses that we found earlier on, do I see anything from the crystal?
Writing. There's writing all over it. If you take the glasses off, no writing.
All right. When I look at the writing, what do I see?
You don't know. You can't read it.
Okay.
What does the cloak?
I'll pass that message on to.
What does the cloak tell me it is?
He says, "Wow, I'm being used a lot here."
I know. Can we get on some kind of monthly service plan?
Oh, that's good. He goes, "Do you remember when you used to have to make calls after 7 p.m.? That was freaking annoying."
I know. It was terrible.
He says, "So, all right, so you want my help in this too?"
Yes.
I'm going to want a really big favor.
Your soul and your kid's soul.
So far. He says, "Okay, so we have a second deal in place."
Yes.
And all right, no problem.
Why don't you just tell me what your aims are, and I'll make it happen?
No. That's no.
Okay.
No.
All right. I understand.
He goes,
I just want
this
you
is
to know
still.
It's probably going to end at that.
So everybody around you freezes.
Yeah.
Right. And you see a guy that looks like probably like something like a Brad Pitt kind of guy. You know, he's kind of rugged.
Like
he's
a lot like me in real life.
Yes, exactly. Okay, he's got the hair that, looks like it's a little unkempt, but in that way that girls like, and probably was really popular. And he looks you up and down, and he's like, "I could do worse." He says, "All right." He's like, "So we're in this courting phase of the relationship where we still want to be a little mystery. You don't want to see me pee yet,
right?
No, you don't want to leave the bathroom door closed. I mean, that's the kind of place we're in right now.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We're still trying to seduce each other."
Yes. He goes, "So, how about we just lay, like you said, like a payment plan? And when I ask, you do."
Can do. I'm pretty easy. I was in the military for a long time. I don't have a lot of like hard and fast ideas.
He says, "All right, so this is going to be a little weird. Now, the rest of you guys have not seen any time pass, but you see Rock Powers go into a minor convulsion. You see like people almost like those ghostly images of when in the movies when Bilbo would put on the ring, everything would go ghostly and kind of wraith-like. You see like that. You see technicians installing these ghost technicians installing that stone into the ceiling. You see shortly after a band of men dressed in like that turbaned armor, right, with swords and like bows come into the structure. There, at one point, this guy is like running down the hallway, like you just saw. And somebody ventilates him at the end of the hallway, right under the stone, with a machine gun. As that happens, you see like a spiritual essence almost get drawn into the stone, and the rest of his group runs out of the fortress. When that ceases, that image ceases, the cloak says, "Now you know what that is." He's like, think of it like a projector that projects the same scene over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get caught while the dude is running, it's kind of like being caught in a really weird trap you can't stop.
If you get like when the dude is running and it shows you on the crystal, like that can trap you, or the dude is trapped in there.
No, the dude is trapped in there.
Okay.
So if you step in the wrong place on that in this hallway,
right,
the spirit of that man will come racing down the hallway to cut you up until he reaches the stone.
Ah, that's very interesting.
He says there's a stone where the beginning of the hallway and a stone at the end of the hallway.
And which stone triggers the trap?
They both do.
Okay. I will point to everybody to avoid those stones.
He says, you want to mark it here? And he goes, here, boy. Here, boy. And J-Mac, you get this little tingle in the back of your ear, almost like there's something you can hear, but it's raining outside and you really can't latch onto it.
Okay.
And you see the animated corpse of Bryce Michael Christopher walk over to Nick and then use some of his blood, the blood from the whipping marks on his back, to mark spots where not to walk.
Okay. Do I know? So Nick's the only one that heard this, right?
Yes.
So I don't know what it's doing. I just see it marking walls with blood.
Correct.
Okay. I choose to do nothing because, that's normal.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Or any of the rest of you doing anything?
Do I detect magic on the crystal?
Yes, it is heavily magicked.
Is there a way to retrieve that crystal?
Are you asking the dude, or are you just looking at it? Are you asking the cloak, or are you are you looking at it trying to ascertain?
I'm going to ask the cloak.
He says, yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I would leave it alone. He's like, we can deactivate it.
How do we do that?
You know the place where you got that cool aeroplane?
Yes.
He's like, you want to go in there and tell your little holographic minions to do that for you.
Ah, I see. Okay. How about for now, we'll just avoid it.
That's a plan.
Okay, so I'll tell everybody you got to avoid these two spots.
Huge thank you
step on a spot
to Leo Vicarius for giving 10 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you so much, sir. That is awesome.
Nice.
So, all right. So where do you go from here? Do you continue down that same hallway?
Master Sergeant, you're in charge. Where do you want to go?
Well, we have a whole entire right side of this thing that we have not visited, and we keep going back to the left. So I'm not in charge, and I'm not telling anyone where to go, but
okay,
there's this whole left side over here, or right side.
Master Sergeant, you choose.
Well, let's go right and check out that new area.
All right, so you start going toward here. You got Bryce right there. Crowley, you just behind?
Yeah. Is this Bryce corpse in front?
That's Bryce's corpse.
Okay.
So we can make this a little more. There we go. Now he's got a cute little skull on him.
Perfect.
I'll pull rear guard.
Shouldn't the great and mighty Master Sergeant lead from the front?
Yeah, he's right there.
No, that's what this whole debate was about. Why do you think he was whipping Bryce? We've settled.
So I think Bryce should go behind him.
No way in the world that's happening.
As much as I disagree with Benny, I think we settled it that Bryce is in front.
Yep, Bryce is in front. All right. So what are you guys doing? Do you continue down that hallway?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you got a door here, and then you have a door here.
The door up to the north first.
Over here, where Booger is?
Yes.
All right. Who's going in? Are you sending the Bryce corpse? Oh, Bren's going first?
Yeah, why not? I'm going to die today.
All right. You open it up, and it's contaminated with like tons of vines. It looks like at one point this might have been an armory. The weapons are rusted, falling apart. There's KTF Fiend. Is Bryce undead? And more to the point, is he still flammable? So do you go inside?
No, I suggest we send one of our undead minions to go in there just in case we have some really weird plant life in there.
Who are you sending?
Well, I know who I'm sending, and it's not Matt Damon. So I'm.
No, Matt Damon. He needs to be the one. He's the tough guy.
No, Bryce is going.
I didn't like him anyway. Send him in there.
Yeah, no one did.
Get in there and get to work.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Because the ghost of Bryce Michael Christopher is behind. Well, J Mac's really the only one who knows that, and he's like, "You guys didn't like me at all."
Like, don't even say, you know.
But I mean, I was essential. I was essential. So
essential dagger.
He steps in the room and is immediately stopped because there's just too much vegetation in there. You have him start ripping it apart?
Yeah, because I don't think we have any. I don't think we have any burning oil. Our garden shears. We don't have any of those.
But wait, couldn't the druid do something before we?
Well, I was gonna say I can only talk to it and have it do what it naturally does. Can't make it unfurl things, can I? Or
do you approach it?
I don't touch it, but I see if I can mind meld with it. And
as you approach, some of the vines open for you. But just you. It's not like you're like open sesame and they open. As you approach, it's like you can see a pattern to everything and you can move through it without being hindered.
Okay, so I guess then I'll scout the room slowly but surely.
All right.
Walking through, see what I see, scout it out, see if it's worth even exploring.
So lots of like old rusted weaponry, tons of broken stuff, ruined barrels of gunpowder. There's in one corner of the room, there's a sword that looks totally untouched by the environment.
Ooh.
It's in like a vice that's locked on both sides, and behind it is what looks like almost like a backwards Kopesh sword, but two of them, and they're thin, they're narrow, almost like a kukri. And there's two of those behind it, and those are locked in devices as well.
While he's looking, I want to stand right at the edge and see my detect magic should still be going. I want to see if I see anything in there.
Both those blades that are locked in place are emanating magic to you.
I will pass that information on to Booger.
All right. So are the vices, I assume, attached to the furniture, so it's not able to be moved?
They're like bolted to the wall.
Oh. Is there any way to loosen those vices?
Looks like you have to undo the locks. And much like the blades, the locks themselves appear in excellent condition, as though they are untouched from the environment as well.
Well, I do have my jerry rig skill. Do I have any chance of lock picking or anything else, or is there anyone in our group that has that ability?
You can do it, and also Big Benny.
Yeah, but you should tie ropes to the handles in case those swords animate and start flying around.
Certainly try that. Is there a thing to tie it to? Or, I mean, is there any...
Can we tie it to the table?
I have
is there a table, actually? Yeah, because it sounds like it's... Okay. Are they heavy, like unmovable kind of tables?
Oh, they're not going to go anywhere.
Okay. So I'll take some rope that I've got in my pack and do exactly that. You know, kind of try to secure the weaponry before we try to get someone to unlock it.
All right. Yep. You latch it down.
All
I
right.
start playing with the locks.
You can't get into the room
Oh,
unless you
boy.
start cutting vines and stuff.
Well, I have no problem with that.
So you're starting to hack your way in.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative.
Okay, my friend.
I get a 2. All right. What do you got?
He said he got a 2.
I got a 2. What did you get?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a 3. I know.
Right. A winner.
Yeah, the vines around you, Michael, start moving.
All right, so they're getting annoyed by somebody in the distance.
And Big Benny, you have
Yes?
you have these vines looking like they're going to try and do to you what you did to Bryce Michael Christopher.
Yeah, okay. I would think the other razors would come and help me chop.
I'm standing right there.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
What loyalty have you engendered when you just killed one of them?
You know, I think it's the loyalty of fear.
What does
I could
Bryce
run
have
faster
to say
than
about that?
He looks like he's got his halberd and he's ready to do some damage.
No, I mean the other Bryce.
He's like, push him into the vines. Ugh.
Okay.
You're all thinking that.
All right, so what are you doing? You're chopping at them, Big Benny?
Yeah, that's going to be the fun thing to do.
AC 7.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem. So, what the daggers normally do a D6 -1.
And then cause irrevocable bleeding for a number of hours.
Yeah, which makes me wonder, what do those daggers do to plants?
Yeah, only one way to find out.
Okay.
How many? It's dagger member 5 left, and then
Yep, that's it.
Is it just him? Okay,
And
that's what I
Richardson and Bren.
thought. Right.
So who's the other halberdier? Who's the other halberdier?
It's one of the drunkards that you got from the docks back at Turtle Shell Island.
Okay, so it's Nick then, huh?
What's that?
It's
Big
Nick,
Baby,
the halberdier.
Oh, that's what you're going to name him, is Nick?
Yeah, of course.
I see.
Not clever names like dagger member 5.
No, it's Nick, the halberdier. Start chopping, buddy, and I'll chop too.
All right.
Oh, that's too bad. I
He
do
chops.
a 2 and a 4 with my daggers.
All right.
You have an axe, right? A magic axe.
What do you call it? Minus. You're still -2, -4, right? Because you're
Yes,
using
sir.
hands? Okay.
No problem at all.
The guy Nick, the halberdier,
Yeah.
he looks like a 4-year-old with his dad's hammer with his halberdier. And as he swings it into the vines, they wrap around it and take it.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
And he's like, he looks over to the undead Bryce Michael Christopher as if to say, "Give me yours because I don't want to be whipped to death."
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So,
That's not gonna happen.
Michael, what are you doing? Anything?
Me? Do I have any chance of being able to pick that lock?
You could probably use your jerry rig skill to use it.
Okay. Is there a roll that I have to make for that?
Yeah, just make your jerry rig skill. So your intelligence or less.
And what is my intelligence? Oh,
I'm
no.
not.
Okay.
You know why? I know I'm not going to roll a 20 today.
Why is that?
In the space of 1 minute, I've just rolled 6 20s. Just sitting here.
I've been rolling 23 or 2.
And I've rolled a 1, and I'm just sitting here like rolling 20. I just rolled another one. I'm like, it's
You
great.
just wasted all those 20s.
So I just got a 13
Okay.
on the sword.
Yep. I rolled 1 too.
So-
Yep. You managed to get one of the locks off.
All right. Is it doing anything? Anything weird?
No, it's just you
Yeah.
pulled the lock off, and that was it.
Okay.
You said getting
It's-
the locks
it's-
off, right?
It's still in the vice.
Right.
It's still in the vice. You got to get the second lock off, which you'll be able to do next round.
Okay.
That brings
I'm
us
jealous.
back to them. Oh my God.
20.
Oh my God.
Walt,
Yes.
do I have any edge weapons besides my knife, or did I give my magic dagger back to
Knife. There's plenty of weapons that you could have acquired along the way. You just got to let me know.
Okay.
JR has a comprehensive list of
So I've
swords
heard.
and scimitars and cutlasses and.
I will have picked up a cutlass along the way because I want to emulate my pirate captain hero. I mean, I'm not sucking it. And I'll start taking wax at the vines.
All right. So
See, James, that's what happens when you lead. People want to emulate you instead of whipping them to death.
I'd rather go the whipping route. Thank you.
I know.
So the vines miss you, Big Benny. But Nick the halberdier goes in to try and recover his halberd.
Yes, yes.
And he stops abruptly as the vines puncture him through the mouth, nose, and eyes.
Jeez.
Sailing through the back of his head. They wrap around almost like fingers grasping behind somebody's head and yank him into the room and start enveloping them.
Wow.
No.
Bryce Magical Christopher, the ghost of, says, wow, I'll take the whipping. That looks like it sucked.
I knew you enjoyed it.
So goes back to the top of the batting order. Chaos Actual doing anything? Big Benny.
Running for my life out the door.
J-Mac.
I'm telling Matt Damon to not go anywhere near that room ever.
JR.
Ever.
I'm going to hold my action because we've got Booger still in the room.
Yep. Booger's in the room. What are you doing? Anything?
I'm holding my action.
Oh, okay. My turn now? Or?
Yeah.
Is that what you said at the Red Roof Inn, JR? You're holding it.
She was doing that for me.
I'm going on the second lock, and I rolled a 5.
All right. The second lock comes free.
I'm holding on to the sword handle, or the pommel, while I do that.
All right. Give me a strength check.
Let's see. Well, oddly enough, my strength is 14, and I rolled a 14.
Okay. You are just strong enough to hold it.
Okay.
You go to free it from the lock, and it just
bolts
to the floor.
Okay.
And you go to pick it up. You just make
Dragging.
it so that you can like lift it, but it seems like the longer you hold it, the heavier it's becoming.
All right, so I'm going to go drag my ass out of that room.
It looks like one of those old like Viking swords.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you still got the two like curved ones in the back bolted to the wall.
Yeah, they can stay there. I'll start edging my way out of the room.
Okay. As you're moving, the vines kind of crisscross in front of you. You don't get a sense that they're hostile. You get a sense that they're protecting you from Villanueva, who's about to slash into them.
Well, my turn.
Yep.
Well, after witnessing what happened to poor Nick, I'm kind of standing there with my sword and go, and I take a step back and hold my action.
And
Nope.
Richardson?
Nope.
I'm still watching our back.
All
Make
right,
sure nothing sneaks up.
So do you get out of the room? Booger?
Yes.
All right. Once they stop attacking, the vines kind of part for you, and you walk free. When you leave, it like recoats the room.
Okay. And I was like, hey guys, I've got a sword for whoever can wield it. Anyone with some serious strength.
Somebody. You also get the. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask him about the other two weapons that he left that I saw were magical as well.
Oh my god, dude!
I mean, loot is loot.
Dude, we got to get some gold. We need to improve our boat. All right, it's pathetic. We can't be pirates with that crappy thing.
I can wield swords. I'll take it.
Hand it over to the chaos. Man.
What's your strength, Chaos Actual?
9.
Make a strength check.
Clip that.
I need a magical
3. I made it.
Okay. You are able to hold the sword, but you get the sense that it's increasing in weight for every minute that you hold it.
I dominate it.
So that's how we're going.
What are you doing to dominate it?
I am going to say, do you have any idea? You know what? I'm just going to think rather highly of myself, which is going to involve the fantasies of Black Tabitha fluttering her eyes up. And I'm like, yes, this is who I am.
The sword still continues to get heavy.
Damn it.
Give us the giant skeleton and we'll move on. And I'm going to try to convince Wilbur Aloysius Kuchenmeyer to go back into the room for the other 2 magic items.
James,
you're muted.
Thou boomer hast muted thyself.
I did?
Yep.
Now you're on.
All better now.
Sorry, can we burn this place?
We have to let Wilbur decide. They are his vines now.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if we want to go in, I can go in and get the others if you guys want to watch.
Sure, better you than me.
Yeah, there's a corpse in there I can reanimate.
That's true. Or is there? Or did they tear it to pieces?
You get the sensation from the vines that they're eating it.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Can we burn this place? I'd really like to burn this place.
How about this? Why don't I try to let me do, I guess, 4 rolls? Yeah. Well, walk in, and I guess there's 2 locks per each of those kopeshes.
Well, you're not like in combat, and you're not under stress. So,
I'm under stress.
Yeah, you're under stress.
Ghost Bryce is talking in my ear, saying, "I that Rock Powers knows nothing. I'd show him how to dominate that sword."
All he can think about is Black Tabitha. I mean, that's
where I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Nice image. I love that image.
The more important thing is all Black Tabitha can think about is Rock Powers.
The cloak just says to you, "Don't worry, I got you, fam." So you try to take the sword, J-Mac?
No, Bryce is just talking in my head.
I'll try and take it.
My move is to tell Bryce to shut up.
All right, so Bren, you're trying to take it.
Yep. Strength.
What's your strength?
13.
Jeez, you guys are wimps.
How is it that the druid's the one that's strongest?
Fair and square.
Yeah, I did too.
What'd you get, Bren?
I got a 19. So
I don't think you made it.
Grab the sword and it plummets into the ground, tip first, sticking straight up.
I tried.
So
I walked back into the room. I rolled 4 times under my intelligence.
All right, so it takes you a few minutes. These, when you pull these out, aren't heavy. They're extremely light.
Cool.
Like throwing light.
All right.
Throwing light.
These are things that druids could use.
Yes. Yeah. They're very sickle-like.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start walking.
You're skipping and hopping through the forest.
So I'll walk back out, and I assume there's nothing else in the room that I can see that is of interest.
No, just the vines and stuff like that, and most of the rest of the equipment is like trashed. It's rusted and falling apart.
Okay. All right. I come out. I'll holster the weapons for now. We'll figure out what to do with them later.
Right on. And speaking of figuring out what to do, Nick, would you like to talk about Strange Company?
I would like to talk about. Whoa! Look at that picture. That's a cool picture. Strange Company. I now have signed copies that I'm ordering from the publisher. So if you guys want an actual signed copy of a book that I wrote, I won't use the term collector's edition lately, but this is probably one. You'll probably be able to put your kid through school someday based on this copy. And it's going to be the first printing run. So you're going to be one of the people to have the first copies. You can get it. You could just ask me and I'll give you a link. You could do it through my PayPal. You can go over to Facebook and click the link there, or I can get one into the chat. But it's a really great deal, and I'm only doing a limited run. So I'm taking orders all weekend, and then on Monday, I'm putting in the order. So it's up to you. Strange Company is basically, you can go to the Substack right there. There is a post there where you can order it through there. And basically, it's like the U.S. military meets Black Company. It's really fun Merc action. I hope you dig it.
I do like the mushroom clouds reflected in your sunglasses there.
I know. I like that too.
That's every day in LA.
Right?
Yeah. Actually, that image was made by Mitch Greathouse, who is a big GE and Forgotten Ruin fan. He's a liege, so he's cool. Makes good stuff.
That's awesome. All right, so you guys continue down the hallway?
Well, now that we're got everything we want out of the room.
We haven't managed the sword yet, have we?
I want to drag it.
We've got all 3 swords.
No, but the one's so heavy we can't move it. I'm going to try picking it up. I got a 14 strength.
Yep. Go ahead. Roll your strength.
I got a 2.
You lift it very easily, but much like everybody else, you get the sensation that it's getting heavier the longer you hold it.
I try to stick it in the crack of the cobblestone of the floor as hard as I can.
It easily goes in.
Okay. Sword. Well, I'm going to let you guys go a little bit ahead of me, and the sword and I are going to have a short chat.
Uh-oh.
I talk to the ghost of Bryce and say, "Can you believe this dude's talking to a sword?"
He says, some people are just born to be, off.
Just be quiet.
Right.
It was rhetorical.
Well said.
I'm sitting there wondering how this gnome is outlifting me, but
I got a 14
muttering spiteful things under my breath.
I wasn't always a gnome.
He may not look like much, but he has.
So they walk a little bit ahead of me, and I lay down some excrement right by the sword blade, and I say, you don't become my friend, or I cover you in excrement. What do you think about that?
Where did you find excrement?
Where are you getting this excrement?
Well, I made it myself. That's why I wanted him a little bit ahead of me.
You had stage fright after murdering the man?
Yeah, exactly. So I tell the sword he's going to be covered in excrement unless he comes with me willingly.
James M. Ward, legendary game designer, is now using poo.
His own poo.
Okay,
literally, you are the embodiment of a murder hobo. I just want you to know that. There's no one more murder hobo than you.
No, not true. This was a Gary Gygax method for dealing with intelligent weapons, and it worked every single time.
All right.
We don't know that it's intelligent though.
You've moved crafting into crapping.
Okay. So does it cooperate or not, Walt?
It doesn't respond to you. It doesn't do anything. It's just stuck in the stone.
God.
There's a first time for it not working there.
All right, then I cover it in excrement.
All right, now you have poop on your hands.
No, I didn't use my hands.
How'd you wipe everything off back there?
I used my chopsticks.
I don't want to know.
I'm just picturing this 4-foot little dude. Crouched over
legendary game designer James M. Ward, lifting poop with chopsticks.
The image works for me.
Yes, that is the appropriate image.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. You cover it.
All right, great.
And
now I leave with the band.
Okay.
I can say this: legendary game
So
designer
you literally left the
Jim
shit
Moore has
stick
broken me.
when we could have sold it. We had that
No,
stupid skeleton. You
It
could have
was
carried
useless. No. No.
it. It was worth freaking gold.
Here, have 15 gold. I don't care.
It's still worth gold. It's just going to be difficult to sell.
All right, there's a door. There's a door right here. Do you direct the Bryce corpse into,
Yeah, if
into
that's
that
where we're
door?
going, I command him in there.
or have him continue forward?
I don't know.
I
at
asked
this
him
point.
to add the Bryce corpse. I asked him to have the Bryce corpse take the shit stick.
Oh, the
Still
sword.
worth gold.
No,
Okay.
he won't.
You guys walk past it. You're 20 feet down the corridor.
This is a
I'm pretty
crappy
sure
game.
Ghost Bryce and the demon inhabiting Bryce's corpse, neither of them will touch that sword. That is disgusting.
So where are you going?
Nobody.
Yeah, Bryce corpse is going into that room. He just wants
So-
to get away from the smell.
Right here.
I do.
I mean, I could burn off the shit, right? Like I've got some napalm.
No,
You
we're going
could.
into this room.
And,
All right.
and James, when you were taking a dump to produce the crap,
Yes.
we threw pine cones at you and called you gay.
Okay. And it's a little known fact, but gnome excrement doesn't smell.
God, the chopsticks, perfect.
Oh my god.
I hate to see what your Google history looks like.
I'm an author. You trust me. My Google history is
Yeah,
horrific.
the FBI knows.
Yeah.
All right, so the Bryce corpse enters this door. It's a big, heavy oaken wood
Oh, my
door.
God.
All right.
He opens it, walks in, and shuts it behind him.
No, he
It
doesn't.
Does it shut behind him, or does he shut it behind him?
It shuts behind him. You don't know whether he did it or somebody did it or something did it. But
Well, sorry, Ghost Bryce. Your corpse is gone forever.
he's
And then
like,
we head south.
don't you have a way to like you guys were from the Rangers, right? You can track.
Oh, but like since dead, you mean? No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't. No, that's not a thing. The
So what do you-
rumors are untrue.
What do? Do you go after him?
No.
You just let him
No,
walk
I
off.
pull. I have less. I like Richardson more than I like Bryce's corpse.
Ooh.
All right, so you guys let him wander out, and then from here, and then you continue down this way.
Doesn't anybody think that's a bad idea?
No, it's
Pirate
brilliant.
captain, don't you think that's a bad idea?
We just watched a gnome shit on a sword. And you're asking what bad
No,
idea.
you didn't. I let you walk way ahead of me, and then I did all that.
Then we threw pine cones and called you gay.
Yeah, well, that doesn't really matter.
All right, so where are you going? Down here?
Yeah, let's go south.
Okay.
All right, so when you get to this room, who's leading? Is it still the Master Sergeant?
I'm in
I
the
think
back, buddies.
I think it's Crowley, actually.
Yeah, it's me and Matt Damon.
All right.
And I'll go behind him because I want to be away from the crappy
Matt
gnome.
Damon could have carried the shit stick. I'm just saying.
No,
All right.
even Matt Damon doesn't want to touch that.
This room has a bunch of broken tapestry in it, or excuse me, tattered tapestry, as well as broken furniture. And as you approach the room, Matt Damon grabs the drag handle on your armor.
I have a drag handle on my armor.
Yes,
If
didn't
you're-
you know that?
If you're wearing
No,
a plate
'cause I'm
carrier,
wearing
then
the crazy Lord of Undead armor. I thought it was all like plate and stuff.
you're wearing that armor.
Yeah, like the red stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Minus
yeah,
the hat.
He just pulls you
because
back by your hair.
That's hot.
yeah, it'll stop you. it'll stop you just prior to you getting
Okay.
to the room.
There's
Like,
a
okay.
floor or something.
Yeah, I wanna like tap the floor a little bit, like with a rifle or something? Just check in to see if it falls out from beneath us?
Nope.
Nope that I don't do that, or nope.
No,
it's
it
fine?
doesn't fall. The few
Okay.
stones that you check do not fall away from
I
you.
forgot. Does Matt Damon talk?
To me.
It'll talk to him.
So why don't you ask him why you stopped him?
Hey, this is a smart druid over here. So I asked Matt Damon, yeah, what's up, buddy? Why are you stopping me?
Bad room.
Bad room. Do you suggest anything else? Like, I kind of want to go in there.
Disarm bad room.
Okay, so we got traps. Can I call in Benny and the captain? Someone who can disarm traps, because I think I have kind of general perception, but I can't disarm traps.
I'm a duelist assassin actor. Pirate.
Oh boy.
You forgot pilot.
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm
you
not
think you can disarm traps?
I'll get up and disarm the dumb trap, maybe.
Okay.
So that's percentile roll, right? For me, it's.
Does he have negatives because he has poo on his hands?
I don't have poo on my hands. I told you I used my chopsticks.
Clip that.
Yeah, great.
Jason
my
Ford, I
God.
don't have poo on my hands.
Hey, you're being
roll.
mean to me. I don't have to disarm these traps.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'll take your apology.
Okay.
And the first I have to. No, I don't have to do that. First, I have to try to remove it. Here we go.
The poo on your hands? That's crap.
Okay, you're being mean to me again. I stand there with my arms crossed.
I'm
saying,
sorry.
Hey,
It was an easy joke, little man.
okay, yeah, little man. All right.
I used
Okay,
to
the
look up
first
to him.
the first trap is successfully removed.
All right, so you find a loose flagstone, and the loose flagstone, if you step on it, it looks like there's trigger wires underneath the stone that would have launched a fusillade of arrows.
That would have
throughout
been
the room.
shitty.
That would have been bad. Oh. You are so bad, Nick. You are so bad.
Oh my god!
I thought my shit.
Okay, and I'm
Well,
assuming this.
I thought
I'm
mine was
assuming-
shitty.
Well, Big Benny, you disarmed the crap out of that trap.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm assuming there's more than one trap in this room.
You continue checking the room.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Give me another roll.
He's making me roll again. That's the bad part about this equation.
And don't take a jump on your roll.
Okay, fine. Okay, I rolled an 11%, so I did find any other traps.
There's another flagstone that looks like it triggers something in the ceiling, but you can't. Without opening the ceiling, you're not going to be able to tell what it is.
Yeah, okay. So I
Well,
put a
that
chalk
stinks.
circle around that flagstone and say, don't step on it or you'll be hurt a lot. And I won't undo it.
There's what do you call it? There's an exit out of the room here, and then a door here.
There's nothing in the room? Oh, there's
broken-
tapestries.
Broken furniture, tapestries that are all ripped and stuff like that.
Okay. Naturally, we're going to look at the tapestries and see if we see maps of any type.
No, it's all like faded, and any symbolism that was there is rendered into like base colors.
Okay.
Is there anything behind the tapestries?
Checking the walls.
I am.
You do find what looks like a pull handle.
Well done.
I pulled it open.
No! That's probably
Okay.
not the best move in the world.
I stand to the side and I yank it down.
All right,
Says
so
the
it
guy
was
who
kinda-
handles poop with chopsticks.
it it was kind of disguised as just like a what do you call it?
A sconce.
No, like a break in the stone. But when you feel like the formation of like finger holds, hand holds for it. When you pull it down, the whole stone rotates down, and there's just a dark opening on the inside.
Okay. I will peer inside.
It's just the stone. So when you shine a light into it, it's just like almost like somebody put a hiding space in here.
But there's nothing in the hiding space.
Not that you can see.
Could be invisible.
So we take our.
I'm gonna put my goggles. I'm gonna put my tech goggles on and see if I see anything.
Not really. You see a ghost, the ghost of Bryce Michael Christopher, standing behind J-Mac.
Oh shit! There he is.
Yeah.
And you on the undead, the body of Bryce Mike. Oh no, he's not here. No,
he's not here. No,
I almost
he
goofed.
ran away, and our captain let him run away.
But you don't see anything in the compartment.
I would like to take out my Benchmade and sort of move it into the open space and kind of see if there's anything invisible I'm not touching.
No, you're not touching anything. The cloak goes, oh, come on. I wouldn't let you get hurt, buddy. Stick some digits in there.
Stick some digits in there.
Come on. Little risk.
A little risk, a lot of reward?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
For the clothes.
I'd say a poop joke, but they all stink.
I'm still trying to talk to Bryce, the dead guy, the ghost.
You're talking to him?
You can see him with the glasses.
He's not answering me.
You can see him with the glasses, JR, but you can't hear what he's saying.
Yeah, you can't hear. Of course, he's not answering you. You.
Can I read his lips?
No.
Okay.
The cloak says, just use your non-favorite hand, just in case. He's like,
you would respect me less as your business partner if I did that.
Listen, trust me. If anything were to happen to your hand, I would make sure you get another one.
Nice.
You would still you don't want anyone that dumb to help you accomplish your goals.
Listen, we have a partnership, and like I said, a little mystery goes a long way. Go ahead, man.
Mystery goes a long way. Well, I like that.
Rock, it sounds like you're
I grabbed Big Benny off the floor in one swift motion.
That's how you get poo on your hands, sir.
I rolled to hit. I roll a 12.
Nice. That hits his armor class. Benny, are you going to try and resist?
I don't like being grabbed, so I guess I tell him to set me down or die.
I stick his hand into the hull.
Okay. Then my other hand stabs him in the eye.
Okay.
All right. What's your armor class, cast actual?
Whatever the cloak gives me. That's the only armor I wear.
All right.
And he said he would protect me.
So you're going to strike a -2 armor class.
Oh, that sucks. That's gonna be really hard to hit. I got an 8, so I missed.
Hand in hole.
Nothing happens to him.
Can we talk about Nick's BDSM cloak for a minute?
I set Benny down. See, that wasn't hard.
Yeah, okay, another stab in the eye.
Are you
-2?
Yep, -2 armor class.
Of course.
How are you
got a 1.
Wait, how are you going to stab me in the eye?
I jump up.
You jump up.
No, gnomes can't jump.
Gnomes are great jumpers. I miss abysmally.
If you swing one more time, I'm going to roll a dice on you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's funny. You already tried to kill me with the hole.
I figured you owed the party a little bit for killing one of our people.
I figured, yeah, okay. We're going to have a long talk later when we get back to camp.
So the cloak is like, listen, he doesn't have what we need to get out of that hole.
Oh, so yeah, but okay, but at least we learned it's not a chest with teeth, right? We learned that.
Oh, I would have warned you about one of those.
I know, but you need to know that this is how I play. So then I stick my hand in there.
All right. You feel what like a handle, something like a handle.
Ooh, a handle. I feel a handle. Should I pull
another
it or
one?
turn it?
When you start playing with it, it's like a drag handle. You have to pull it up.
It's a drag handle. You have to pull it up.
Yeah, kind of like an emergency brake.
Okay, so like this.
Yep.
Indiana Jones style.
You gotta pull the handle back. Then I pull the handle.
Starting a lawnmower.
That side of the wall comes away, and you get kind of like an entrance with, instead of like the earthen floors and flagstones and stuff that you would find in a castle, you have a slate floor, kind of like you might have in a modern warehouse.
Hey, see that?
Glasses.
He's like, and the cloak says, little kid's arms weren't long enough.
Oh, I see.
Do I see anything with the tech glasses?
You see a slate floor with a small hallway.
Do we know where this leads, Clokey?
He says, I don't know. I've never been here before.
Okay. All right.
He goes, I could just see the handle.
You could. Oh, okay. Well, let's continue down the hallway, team.
Yay.
Do you go down?
I now stay 10 yards away from the captain at all times.
That actually makes me safer.
Yeah, I was going to say, we already stay 10 yards away from you, so.
Yeah, I probably want to stay away from Stinkerbell.
So before we get into too much mayhem, Nick, would you like to talk about the premier science fiction property out there?
Galaxy Edge? Galaxy's Edge is so awesome, and a lot of the people here in this the game cast that you're reading, watching, play it, live it, love it. We're just coming up with miniatures, and we have our own set of rules coming up soon. So that is really exciting. But it is the premier science fiction fantasy space marine universe. It's got I think we're headed towards about 16 books total. In the main series right now, there are 11. And you can get started today with Galaxy's Edge Legionnaire right there on the scene and really get into it. A lot of people really enjoy it. And this show is brought to you by those two dudes, which I have won. There you go.
Ta-da. Nice.
All right. So you venture down the hallway and it's sloped.
Right.
So it's sloped, and then it branches in a T. As it does that, it just brings you around to the same space. Like there's doors that if you were on either side would face each other. The doors are almost like a sliding door with a handle. So slight turn of the handle and the door will slide right on its runners.
Okay, I will open the first door.
You can see the door across from it. So if you were to go to the opposite side of the T, you would see that. Inside is what looks like a set of armor on a like a armor stand. Mm-hmm. Helmet with a plain faceplate. It's got like tendrils down the back, like what do you call it? Almost like braids. The braids are a type of fibrous wire. And when you get really close, you can see small, like, transmissions of electricity passing through them.
Ooh.
There's a breastplate, shoulder guards, forearm plates, and shin guards.
Aha.
So I still have the goggles on, and I think it's not been so long that the detect magic wouldn't still be going. So am I seeing anything?
It is heavily magicked.
All right, I will pass that on to the good captain. And who's it sized for? Like a human, a little person?
Who are you talking to? Because I don't see a good captain.
They are. That's insensitive. They're not little people. They're vertically challenged. Gosh.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
Now, we'll send you to bed early, Big Benny.
It's sized for somebody probably in between 5'8" and 5'10".
So our two Sparky and Richardson, what class are you guys?
I'm a sniper.
You're a sniper, okay.
I'm a grunt.
You're a grunt. Grunt, suit up in that armor. It looks great for you.
Sure. I always like new duds.
Yeah.
Better him than me.
We need a tank.
All right, so you put it on?
Sure. How do I die?
No.
This isn't a Gamma world. This is a Walt world.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
All right, so you start plating it up. It takes a few minutes to get it on because it's not something that you can put on just by yourself. You need somebody to like buckle the straps to the back and then put the back plate on, that kind of deal. After a few minutes, you get it on. When you put the helmet on, you automatically see the ghost of Bryce Michael Christopher talking to J-Mac, and you can hear him talking as well.
Cool.
I just say, I know.
Oh, you're not talking to yourself.
Nope.
He's the armor is very light. As Bryce Michael Christopher says to J-Mac, like, "Oh my God, can that dude like hear me and stuff?"
God, shut up.
I'm so glad I'm not.
You don't notice
attack
it
him?
because you're in the armor, but everybody outside of the armor sees those like tendrils in the back of your head. You see the electricity that's passing through them kind of like increase a little bit, and then when he stops talking, it stops.
It's undead powered.
Electrifying. Okay.
So, other than that, now you're wearing a suit of lightweight armor.
It's heavily magical.
Yeah, you feel like JR. If you're looking at this, it's like a lightning rod in the room.
Okay.
With
I
the
bet you
tech
could
magic.
pick up that poop sword and swing it around.
That's a good idea.
We could burn the poop off, or we could light
give him-
Benny on fire and toss him at it.
I give him a canteen of my never touched water to go wash off the poop sword.
All right. Anybody got any wet wipes?
Not enough wet wipes in the world.
And what was your strength again?
12.
All right, go ahead and roll. So you want a 12 or less?
I'm the buffest grunt out there.
Hey, I heisted a lemon on my walk today. How cool was that?
I got a 12.
I forgot about it. I just reached in my pocket. I'm like, oh yeah, I whipped off that lemon from those people's yard.
Did you have to hop a fence to avoid capture?
I had to look kind of pervy and kind of like it was on a main road and like people like this lady biked by me and I had that look like I'm not going to steal that lemon or anything, and then she like huffed by me and I'm all yoink.
All right, did you make the roll for the?
Yeah.
All right, you pick it up, and the longer you hold it, the longer it seems like it gets heavier and heavier.
What if you sheath it? Is there a sword belt on the armor?
There was one in the room.
What if you sheath it? What happens?
Can I
The
try
plant eats him.
It pulls his pants down.
Well, Wilbur could go back into
I
the
can
room
go
and get
back.
it.
Yeah.
Wilbur, go get the sheath.
All right, I'll go back. I'll sneak my way back. And
When you sheath it and put it on, it doesn't feel like anything. It's just like you got a sword on your belt. But when you hold it, the longer you hold it, the heavier it becomes.
So this is a short-term weapon. You can't use it for very long. And then you got to sheath it again.
Well, maybe if you hit it, it hits something and then resets.
Let's try it out on Benny.
I second this.
No, we love Benny. Benny, we love you.
Is there anything else in the room?
No, it was just the armor.
Hey,
Could try it on the vines.
Is the with the mounting station? Does it look like there's anything from that where it had been stored that we need to take with us?
You search the mounting station.
Right.
That's what Jared calls the Red Roof Inn.
The mounting station.
Wow.
So there's like a piece of
my.
thin plastic, a little bit smaller than a cell phone. It's kind of set in the back. You have to like push on it, which forces the other end out, and then you pull, and then you have it.
All right. I hand that to Richardson.
You take it.
Yep.
When you take it, kind of like a ghost appears in the room, or a hologram. Once again, gnomish features, a lot taller than Benny. So at one point, this might have been the technicians who built this place, as the ruin was revealing what they were to become. And it says, "I am ready and willing to answer all questions involving the Stormwraith armor."
Stormwraith armor, badass.
Can I see it because I'm still wearing my tech goggles?
Everybody can see it. Everybody can see it.
Okay.
Tell us about this armor, oh wise electronic undead.
What's the
ghost.
Stormwraith?
He says, the armor was built in conjunction with the facility so that we may deal with undead of all manner, shapes, and sizes in order to capture them, to fortify the facility so our experiments could continue. The undead would remain as guardians of the facility, under obedience to anybody wearing the Stormwraith armor.
Do you know anything about the swords that we found in the other room?
I can answer any questions you have about the Stormwraith armor.
Does shitting on it make it stop working?
Excrement on the Stormwraith armor will not inhibit any of its functions and will still allow him to command any undead in the periphery.
You hear that, Benny? I don't want to see that shit again.
No poop jokes. You're going to be too corny at that point.
All right, how do I control undead with this armor?
He says, when you are in proximity, you may speak commands, and the undead, if they are of sufficient level to understand you and have sufficient proclivity as to obey you, will do so with no question.
Oh, now you can order Matt Damon around without Crowley. Things are actually going to get done.
He says, the armor's other functions. He's like, the armor can withstand up to and including a 50 caliber round fired at you at a distance of no less than 10 feet. He says the also gives you the ability once per day to assume wraith form and pass through solid objects.
Oh, that's fun.
Dude, you're like a supervillain.
Yeah. Sounds like
He's our supervillain.
I could get into a lot of fun with this. Or trouble. Fun.
What is this armor
Trouble.
class?
You should try to go order the body of Michael Price Christopher. I've invented that name and I can't say it. Michael Bryce Christopher around. See what happens.
Or wasn't it Bryce Michael Christopher?
Wait, the body's long gone, though.
Oh, he's wandering around somewhere.
Yeah, he might just be in that room.
He says defensive benefits of the armor include protection against all level draining elements of undead.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, Rothman would have loved that in Jim Woods game, where he got drained twice a week.
Yeah.
I picture Bryce's corpse like on the road, like how the end of the Hulk, that 70s Hulk used to end, where he's just walking down the road and there's like melodramatic music over it.
Now, with the armor, could I direct Bryce's ghost, his spirit, or would it have to be just the remains?
Oh yes, please, someone else talk to him.
The sales guy says, you have the ability to command undead as long as, and then he goes through his entire pitch all over again. So basically, if it can understand you and does not have a stronger will than yours, it'll obey you. Doesn't matter if it's corporeal or not.
All right, Bryce, shut your mouth and do not open it again.
He says, "No, oh, wow, that sucks."
I'm starting to like Richardson.
Richardson is officially on the party magic item list. I just added him, so now he has his Stormwraith armor.
It's a big day for you, Sergeant.
So, where do you guys go from here?
I'll open the next door.
All right.
Are there any hidden passages in this room?
Not that you can tell. So the only door out of this room is the one that leads to the other side. So you can walk the T out. So whichever way you went in, you can just walk out again. And that was in this wall. So there's a door right here on this side.
Okay, I will open that door.
On this side of the door, there's a stand that's very reminiscent of that stand that was holding the crystal from the ceiling.
Right.
The stand is sticking up from the floor, and the crystal is in the center.
Oh.
Around that crystal are 12 what look like knights kneeling down with their heads against the pommels of their swords. The sword tips are on the floor, and they're like kneeling there completely motionless.
Is it armor, or is it like corpses, or is it actual people?
You can see like parts where the armor has been worn away, and there's like some guys have like desiccated flesh, other are just bone, probably undead.
Richardson.
All right. Now, how many were there?
12.
12.
You can take them, buddy.
J-Mac, you detect a faint hum coming from that crystal.
Okay, it's just no words, just a hum.
It's like a almost like an engine running is the sound that you kind of is the closest that you would come to it.
I asked Matt Damon, you know anything about this crystal?
And it says waiting room.
Okay.
Richardson, you don't hear the hum.
Okay.
But you can detect these things are powered. They will move if certain conditions are met.
Now, would I be able to tell them to move anyways, just because of the armor?
The only way to find out is to find out.
All right, I'll try to command them to clear off away from the crystal.
You guys ever see that movie with Brendan Fraser, The Mummy?
Uh-oh.
Yes,
And they
of
had
course.
those kind of like mummified guards.
Yeah.
So the second he says move, they snap to attention. The blades held here with the pommel up and the blade down. They each take one huge step back till now they're at the outer edges of the room.
And I tell them to stay
You
there.
have an army now.
That's true. We could collect their weapons so they can't hurt us very much.
Stop it with your undead racism.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys do? You do anything to the crystal? Do you do? It doesn't look like there's much else in the room. There's more tattered like wall hangers and tapestries and stuff like that. There's no furniture in the room. It looks like the only thing that was here were them kneeling in a circle around this stone.
Can I see anything on the stone?
Just more of that like cryptic writing.
Now I do have the read. What is it?
Read languages?
Read languages and read magic. Would that tell me anything?
You can try to read the magic, but it's really outside your scope of where you are in your training right now.
What was the reason that we didn't do anything with the gem in that other room?
Because the cloak said it was dangerous.
Yeah, it was dangerous to mess with.
It's also on the ceiling.
What's the cloak say now?
You'd have to ask it. Somebody would have to ask it.
That'd be a
And
chaos.
then Nick would owe him another favor.
So it seems like the magic item is running a tab.
Yeah. I got a bucket of lye. We could never mind.
What do you guys do? Do you stay in the room or do you continuing to explore?
I'm going to investigate the tile and see what I can see.
The tile or the stone? The gem?
The gem. I'm going to get around it and see if I see any like indications of something on the ground, hidden compartments.
Great, JR and I are going to have conversations now for eternity after he plays with this thing.
Because you're both going to be dead?
Yeah.
Nothing that you can see. Do you touch it?
Touch it. Touch it like you did last
See, I
week.
do have a staff. I will touch it with the staff, but I'll be wearing my my Roman handguard. How don't I say that?
The Kestis?
Yes. So my hands aren't touching the wood either.
You're not going to be able to hold. You're not going to be able to hold the staff with that.
It just looks like boxing wraps, right?
No, it's a think of like the basket hilt of a sword. It's like it's like a giant thing of brass knuckles that covers your whole hand.
Cool.
Okay, then I'm gonna push on the thing with my staff. Phrasing, I'm working on it.
Saving throw.
That's the wood.
Uh-oh.
All right, let me see what my saving throw is.
JR, didn't you learn anything from the other night when you touched it, you were warned not to touch, and shit happened? No.
Are we speaking
made
of the Red Roof Inn?
Right.
No.
And that's why he's got the black eye.
I made it.
JR, can I help you?
You made it.
Yeah, I got a 13. That's mine. I had to check.
All right, so you get the sensation of like a pulling sensation in the back of your head, almost like an intense headache that forms at the back of your head and then moves forward to your sinus, and then as quickly as it comes, it kind of goes away.
Was it a pleasant sensation or just painful? Like,
if you like being hit in the head with a mallet, then yes, it was pleasant.
Oh my goodness.
all right. I think there's nothing else to see here.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
Oh, okay. I hear that and I scream, by the power of Grayskull, and I hit the gem with my magical axe.
You can't even reach it.
Yes,
No, you
I
can reach it.
can.
You can
It's on a pedestal in the middle. You're like
it's
I
totally not
can reach
squatting
it
at it.
easily.
Touching things.
No, it's
By the power of Grayskull.
I
And
run
then you
out of
hit
the
it?
room.
I go with Wilbur.
Question: how many times can I phase through walls?
He's
Once a
outside
day.
now.
once per day. It lasts for a turn, so it'll last for 10 minutes.
In the spirit of Monty Python, run away.
You guys run as he goes to swing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brave fellows all.
James, give
Love
me a
you,
saving
Beanie.
throw.
Yes, sir, I'll be happy to. No problem with that saving throw.
All right. There's an explosion of force as you hit the gem.
Yeah.
It blows you into the back of the wall.
I love when that happens.
You take 4 points of damage from
That's
the
not-
impact against the stone.
That's
turn
not
to a
too
battle.
bad.
The
4 points.
knights all reassemble themselves.
Oh, that can't be good.
The shields come off their shoulders. They get into what looks like a crouched fighting stance with their swords leveled above the shield, and then their shields lock in place, forming a phalanx.
Yeah,
But did
okay.
you learn about what your magic axe does? Because that's the important part. We got to keep track of this stuff.
Yeah, really. So did I shatter the crystal?
No, didn't even put a dent in it.
All right. Well, I'm running with the rest of the boys then.
All right.
Was there any indication when he did that about what his sword or his axe does?
Yeah, it hit the crystal, and then he bounced 15 feet into a wall. All right.
Clearly,
So-
All right, so we
didn't
don't know.
break it.
You guys leave here. Where you guys are all running to here?
Yeah, why not?
And
I'm
as,
advancing strategically and tactically. I'm not running.
So some of us are screaming like little girls running away.
all right, as you enter this area, the wall is broken down, exposing it to the elements. There's not a lot of much of anything in here other than like broken cinder, broken lumber, some maybe remnants of like rigging from the ceiling, but you can see outside. And coming out of the wood line, there's a guy in like bluish armor that's very similar to the 12 knights that is inside.
Great.
He walks up and then stops at the sight of you.
I look over and ask the captain if he still has his cockatrice.
No, I had it mounted on my bow.
Yeah, it's on the ship.
Okay. Well, we could have used that now. All right.
Is this guy looking lively, or is he more undead-like?
He's wrapped in armor from head to toe. Blue cloak, blue tabards. He's got a sword in a sheath at his side. But when he sees you, he brings the shield that he's got up, and kind of like he's got his hand out to the side as if he needs to grab the sword, it's not fettered by anything. He's ready to go.
Carl, are you hearing any whispering?
Am I hearing any whispering?
Just from Bryce Michael Christopher, who's behind you, who's like, dude, you guys should totally like whack that dude before he gets you, because this is how it all happens, you know.
I thought he was ordered to shut up.
He did, but now it's been a while.
I see.
I just want to point out that when Benny went to hit the crystal, the ghost of Bryce ran out of the room as well.
So what do you guys do to this guy? Anything?
I will step forward and say, "Hail!"
The guy's arm slowly comes up with his hand outward. He takes his thumb and hooks it to the underside of the faceplate, and then lifts the faceplate up so you can see it's a person.
Yeah.
And he walks forward and he says, "Excuse me, may I approach?"
Yes, approach. You are safe with us, mostly.
He goes,
"Avoid the gnome."
Except for the gnome.
He says,
"Yeah, we all look at Benny."
He might try to poop on you.
He says,
"I might have to."
I think he's a vegetarian, so he might be with diarrhea. He'd be a salad shooter.
He says, "The mostly part scares me a little.
It does us too.
But it's safe to approach."
Safe to approach.
He walks forward. The accent is very reminiscent of French.
Okay.
He says, "My name is Captain Hashturn." He's like, "I'm from the sovereign city." God bless you.
All
He's
right.
like, "On behalf of the Rangers of the Broken Teeth, I have been sent here to assist you."
Voulez-vous foucher avec quoi ce soir?
I don't speak French, even though, Dad's from there. The most I can do is imitate the accent. However, I'm not going to do that for too long because it hurts my soul. So he says, on behalf of the sovereign city and the Queen Regent, we come bearing 4 phalanxes of soldiers.
Jeez.
Enhanced cavalry for air support.
Ooh.
He goes, on behalf of what's it? Damn, I forgot the city name. Hold on. There it is.
Why?
He says, on behalf of the city of Casimir, we bring an entire flotilla of ships to move equipment and personnel quickly around the island, as well as to provide naval support against any beach assault that we might leverage. And last but not least, from the city nation of Trackmore in the swamps to the south and the Twilight Tower, I bring 3 Magi and their powers to augment us against any magical assault. He's like, we come bearing greetings from these nations, and I hope we can help you fortify this tower. And as I said, we come on behalf of the Rangers of the Broken Teeth and Captain Cordero.
We are friends to you, and we are allies. Let us cleanse the island of undead.
He turns back and whistles, and you see men that are dressed very similar to the knights. Men and women come forth and start moving through the tree line and stuff like that. They got the lead elements are using crossbows. You have men with archers and then sword and pikemen. He says, "What's that?"
Before they get started, I want to be like, that one's with me, and point to Matt Damon.
He says, "No harm will come to your vassal."
Thank you. I appreciate it. Matt Damon appreciates it.
He says, "Do we have a place where we can spearhead a beachfront, a way to an operations center, if you would.
Our flying aeroplane down there on the beach is our beachhead.
He says, then we will set up there. And he starts like barking orders to people. He says, shall we go back to the beach, or shall we continue through the tower of the broken fortress?
I think we should cleanse the tower of the filth of undead.
He says, pick a lane. My men and I will start immediately, and we will go to whatever lanes you do not occupy.
All right.
He says, are you taking this side here?
Yes.
He says, we'll take the other side.
Okay.
We'll clear that out. Have you been to the other side at all?
Have we?
This is where you found the ghosts and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, we've been there.
He's like, this is Darrow. This is my chief engineer. Please identify any traps to him. So, you guys have been down this side once. Right. You haven't been since you've left, and now you've been down this side for the majority. You just haven't been in these rooms, this outer structure here. You've been through here. That's where those ghost knights are. And this is where you guys are talking to him.
We will alert him to all the traps. We'll give them all the information we know about everything.
He's like, excellent. What can we do in the meantime as we're getting set up?
I think that we should set up some kind of perimeter and start fortifying the tower for our own occupation.
Excellent. We were told you were going to be bringing in a massive machine.
We are.
Do you have a place for this thing?
We don't yet. But we should build a stable foundation with a lot of room.
Excellent. We can
and protection from the elements and enemies.
He said, if they're French, maybe it's Darrow. He says, excellent. We will get to work immediately. He's like, I will notify Admiral Morgana on the boat to let her know that we've made contact with you. And from what I understand, there's also a boat of your own that will be bringing in another Rangers force.
Yes, that's true. Tell me more about this Morgana. What is she? I don't know. Look like
Noveas or not. So you can interface with her?
Admiral Morgana?
Yeah, legendary beauty. What, pearls, golden hair. What?
Well, I know she's had many suitors due to the large amount of and as he's talking and says large amount, some of his men start chuckling.
Say no more. Say no more.
He's like, she's got supposedly has a very generous and there's more laughing. He's like, dowry, kingdom that she owns. But I mean that aside from the fleet that she commands, of course,
and there are mountains. She has mountains.
And as you say that, his men start dying laughing. He obviously seems uncomfortable about the whole affair.
Le Grand Titan.
So how come your armor matches the dead guys that we just found guarding this weird crystal?
Okay, get on with business.
You can drool over her trade goods later.
Those knights fell when the tower fell several hundred years ago.
Okay. And I do need to tell you, our gnome pooped on a sword.
That might be toxic.
He's not housebroken yet.
He says they are known for that. They are known for that.
They're a dirty, foul bull. Their hands smell like cabbage.
Well, it's better than what his hands could be smelling like. But we're going to fortify the beach. I just need to step out for a minute. You can confer with my associate, Darrow, and I will be back in a moment. He signals to something above the trees, and a flash of feathers, fangs, and talons hits the ground next to you guys, sending up huge tracks of dirt, debris. Got the body of a lion, black feathered wings, and the head of what looks like a raven. He jumps into the saddle and he says, "I'll be back in just about an hour."
Wow, that's cool.
It was.
He says, "You can come and meet with Morgana if you like."
I climb aboard with my super whiskey.
Oh my god.
He says, "Will the rest of you be joining us?"
No,
No.
they're good. They have work to do here.
Thanks, Captain.
The thing screeches. It sounds kind of like a cross between a lion's roar and the caw of a crow. It flaps its wings once and shoots into the air, taking you to your meeting with Admiral Morgana.
Next episode is called Roll to Mate.
We want to thank everybody for coming out. We really appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Just make sure to go and grab Strange Company right now.
Sign copy. Make my day. I'll sign it to you. I'll personalize it. You can give it as a gift if you want.
Yeah. So get Strange Company, go out, check out Forgotten Ruin, and make sure to definitely check out Galaxy's Edge. And we'll check you next week for when sci-fi writers are playing old school D&D.